Hello, welcome to chapter 25, Bootstrap Labels and Badges, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn how to build a Bootstrap label as well as the badge components. Right now, let us understand what do you mean by Bootstrap label component. Keep in mind, the Bootstrap label component, it is useful for providing the important additional information. I repeat, Bootstrap label component, it is useful for providing the important additional information. So in order to create a label, Bootstrap is going to provide me a class. That class is called label class, and here is the description for that. Okay, and we have other set of classes. We have 6 classes present here, and these 6 classes, which includes label default, info, success, primary, warning and danger, these 6 classes, they are used to apply styles to the label. Okay, and we are going to make use of all these classes present here when we create a label. So right now let me jump into Visual Studio and let me start creating a label. It's very simple. Now this is an empty web project. To this empty web project, I have added the reference of Bootstrap as well as JQuery and also one custom style sheet which I have defined, and its name is demo.css. Right now let us create a label. Now I'll take a div element. To that div element, let me add a class called container. Okay, and inside the container let me take another div, and to that div let me add a class called well. Okay, in the last session we learned like what is well class. It is used to, in your web page, if you need to highlight the content, okay, from other content, then we need to make use of this well class. Whatever I write between this div which is having a class well, that content is going to be highlighted. So what I'll do right now is I'll take h3. Okay, to this h3 element, h3 tag, I'm going to add something like courses offered by Ankpro Technologies. Okay, and after that let me add one horizontal line such that it looks good. And after that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take h4. Okay, to this h4 I'm going to add the courses which we are offering. Right now the first one is C#, and after that let me add another element like ASP.NET MVC framework, and h4 again. Okay, here we are going to add Selenium, and again okay, Xamarin. Okay, then also let me add some other things like Bootstrap. Okay, Control S. Now when I push this page to the browser, let me see how it renders there. Since we have added the well class, it highlights the content. Okay, you can observe this is a well which is having the background green yellow. In the last session I've told you how to customize the well Bootstrap class. So I've customized it in my demo.css, and I have applied the background color to this well class which I've applied here as the green yellow. So my label is having, sorry, my well is having background color green yellow, and this is the content displaying on it, and it is highlighted. So now how do I make use of this class label present here? So here in this web page, in this HTML page, we have a set of courses present here. So let me give the information to the user telling like this course C# is for beginner, and this is a beginner course, and this is a beginner course, this is a beginner course, and this is for and ASP.NET MVC, it's an intermediate course, and Bootstrap, it's again beginner course. In the sense, I'm going to convey a message to the user telling like a respective course is of what type, whether it is a beginner, whether it's an intermediate, or for advanced. So how do I do that? And what we are doing right now is we are adding additional information with the course. So in order to add additional information, as I said earlier, we need to make use of this label class. So what I'll do right now, I'll add a span class inside this h4 element. Okay, to that span class I will add a class called label. Okay, and let me add one class to style this label, that is label default. Okay, and let me add a text here telling like this is for beginner. Control S, and what I'll do is I'll copy and paste the span element to each of the h4 tag present here, and here also, and to this, and the last one, Bootstrap. And now let me change here, like ASP.NET it's intermediate course, and Selenium beginner, Xamarin beginner, and this is also a beginner, or like, yeah, Xamarin is also a beginner. Now what I'll do is I'll come back here and let me refresh the page. You can observe currently we're getting the labels. Okay, what it's labeling telling like C# is a beginner course, and these things ASP.MVC is intermediate, and Selenium, Xamarin, Bootstrap, they are beginner courses again. Okay, this is how, if we need to provide additional information with the original content, then we should make use of this class label. And also currently we have made use of this label default. Let me show you the usage of other things also, that is info, success, primary, warning, and danger. What it is going to do is going to provide the styles based on the respective classes. So let me remove the default. Let me tell like success, and this is info, and this is danger, and this is warning, and I have left with the other one, info, success, primary. Let me go and add that primary, Control S. When I go back and refresh, okay, currently you can observe the respective classes which I applied, like label default, info, primary, success, warning, and danger. They are applying their respective styles, in the sense the background color is changed. Okay, this is how you can style a label using these set of classes. And finally we learned like how to apply a label and show the additional information using this class. And also we can increase the size of this label by increasing the parent element. Here the parent element to this span class is h4. So now let me make it h2, and this one as h3, h4, h5, and this is h6. When I do Control S, when I go back, when I refresh, you can observe the size of the label is changing according to the parent element. Here the parent element is h1, h2, so the size of the label is also h2 sized. Similarly, the respective also. Okay, that's what we learned in this session, like how to build a label and also how to style the label. And we are left with the other one, that is badges. Bootstrap Badge component is useful for providing additional important notifications like number of new messages in your mailbox. So let me switch to that Visual Studio. What I'll do right now is I'll erase all these things present here. Okay, and I'll add a div. To that div, let me add a class called row, and inside that let me add a div, and let me take something like class call large. Let me add one bootstrap grid class. Fine. Now what I'll do is I'll take an anchor tag. Okay, fine, anchor tag, and to that anchor tag let me add something like, or what I need to do right now is I'll take a paragraph tag. Inside that paragraph tag, let me add an anchor tag telling like the first is inbox. Okay, and let me copy and paste it, and this is sent items, this is updates, and this can be trash. Now when I go back and when I refresh the page, it appears like this. Okay, inbox, sent items, and updates. Okay, now what is my intention is I want to add a badge to them telling like in the inbox we have 50 messages, and sent items 10 messages, and updates 25, and trash is 50. How do I add a badge to them? It's very simple. What I need to do is, and after this inbox I need to take a span element. To that span element I need to add a class telling like badge. Okay, and after that I need to tell like how many messages are present in inbox. Currently 100 messages. So what I'll do, I'll copy and paste this code to my rest of the code, and to this also Control Z, I have to copy and paste it again. Control S, and let me change the sent items to be 10 and this to be 50 and trash to be 80. When I do Control S and when I go back and refresh, you can observe we are getting a badges telling like inbox we have 100 messages, sent items 10, updates 50 and trash also 80 messages. This is how you'll make use of this Bootstrap Badge component to provide additional information like notifications, like telling the number exactly, like how many inbox messages we have, 80, 100, like that. Okay, and coming back, see, keep in mind this badge, it can be applied to other elements also. Currently I'm having a paragraph, let me apply it to a button. Okay, so what I'll do, instead of paragraph tag, let me add a button, or let me erase these things out completely and let me write it from first such that it looks good. Remove this and let me add a button. What I'm trying to show right now is we can add the badge class to other elements which like button also. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll take a span element. Before that, let me tell like inbox, and to this let me add a span element, and to this span element let me add a class called badge. What I'll do right now, let me copy and paste it thrice, Control S, and to this button let me add some of the Bootstrap button classes, btn and btn primary, and similarly let me copy and paste this class just to save the time. Let me change your button primary, button info, like different styles of the button, button success and button warning, Control S. When I go back and when I refresh, you can observe these are the buttons. Let me change the content right now. Okay, oh, I have to do two things here. I have to tell like number of messages, this is 100, this is 80 messages, the count, and again this is 40 and this is 50, and let me change the name also. This is sent items and this is updates and this is trash, Control S. Coming back and refresh, you can observe here. Now let me push that content down, so let me add a break line, and now it looks very beautiful. And to this button what we have done, we have added the badges telling like inbox is having 100 messages, sent items 80, updates 40 and trash is 50, and also you can observe I have applied the different button styles, so it's looking very good. Okay, what we learned in this session, like we learned like how to make use of this Bootstrap label component in order to add additional information to the content present, and also we learned like how to style the labels using these classes, label default and label info and success. And coming to the next part, we learned like how to add a badge. We took an example of a email component, and we learned that also. And also we learned like this badge class can be applied to different elements like button, and we also saw a beautiful demo. And finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting these URLs. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further references, you can visit our websites, and we are on LinkedIn too. And last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.